This was supposed to be the future. A mirrored city, 170 kilometers long, rising straight out of the empty desert. Saudi Arabia bet more than $1 trillion on it. $1 trillion to escape oil before oil escapes them. And then a single leaked document revealed a number so staggering, it changed everything. Hold on to that one. We are coming back to it. So is this the birth of a whole new kind of power, or the most expensive gamble in all of human history? To understand how the boldest project on Earth began to crack, we have to follow the money. So let us go. Okay, quick background. For 80 years, the story of Saudi Arabia was simple. It was oil. Just oil. This one country sits on about 1/6 of all the oil on Earth, 1/6 of the entire planet. And that black gold? It built whole cities straight out of the sand. It paid for basically everything. But here's the thing. The people running Riyadh, they can see the writing on the wall. The world is slowly going green, and suddenly the value of their one golden asset is in serious doubt. And worse, their entire national budget rides on the wild, stomach-churning swings of the oil price. When oil crashed back in 2014, their budget deficit blew out to about 15% of the whole economy. Ouch. The platform basically was on fire, and doing nothing? Not an option. So in 2016, a young prince named Mohammed bin Salman drops a plan to remake the entire country. He calls it Vision 2030. The engine for all of it is the Public Investment Fund. Think of it as the nation's giant, and I mean giant, piggy bank. And the mission is kind of poetic. Take the oil money and use it to build an economy that will not need oil at all. This fund ballooned from about $150 billion to over $900 billion, chasing a $2 trillion target. Casual, and at the center of it all sat these projects so bold, they honestly sound like science fiction. The biggest one? It is called NEOM. NEOM got announced as a $500 billion region, built from absolutely nothing, out in the empty Northwest desert. And its centerpiece? Oh, this is the one that broke the internet. They called it the Line. So picture this, a mirrored city, 170 kilometers long, 500 meters tall. Yeah, 9 million people, no cars, no roads, 0 emissions, and the whole thing run by artificial intelligence. And it was not even alone. Troena, a ski resort in the desert, somehow won the right to host the 2029 Asian Winter Games. Then there is Oxagon, which NEOM pitched as, get this, the largest floating structure on the entire planet. But hold on, the plan had a second half, and this one looked outward across the whole world. Instead of building everything itself, the fund went on a straight-up global shopping spree. It poured billions into Silicon Valley, Uber, the giants of gaming, you name it. It grabbed a controlling stake in the electric car maker Lucid, and it even launched a brand new airline, Riyadh Air. And this right here is the real gamble. Use today's oil money to build a new economy at home while buying up the new economy abroad. Clever, right? So for a few years, the hype was electric. Cranes everywhere, filling the desert, but quietly, behind closed doors, the whole thing was about to come crashing down. And the first crack showed up in the boldest piece of the whole thing. The Line. Engineers had been quietly warning that this thing was, in a word, a logistical nightmare. And remember that leaked number I told you to hold on to? In 2025, the Wall Street Journal got the document, and it put the real cost of NEOM at around $8.8 trillion, with completion slipping all the way to the year 2080. I read that twice. The response was brutal. By 2024, the dream had already been gutted. Instead of 170 kilometers, the new goal was to finish just 2.4 kilometers by 2030. 2.4. And instead of 9 million people, fewer than 300,000? The fallout kept spreading. Troena lost the Winter Games completely. In 2026, the whole event got pulled and handed over to Almaty in Kazakhstan. Oof, the utopia basically had collided with a spreadsheet. But okay, here's the twist. This is not a story of collapse, it is a story of a pivot. Because while the mirrored city sat there frozen, Saudi Arabia quietly doubled down on the parts that could actually, make money. The new priority is Oxagon. Ports, factories, data centers, not luxury, and an $8.4 billion green hydrogen plant, one of the biggest on Earth, is already nearly finished. So no, the gamble is not dead. It is just getting a whole lot more practical. And honestly, if you look past the sci-fi cities, the data tells a completely different story. Because in area after area, this transformation is delivering real, genuinely stunning results. Take tourism. A decade ago, Visiting Saudi Arabia as a tourist was almost impossible. Now, buckle up. They aimed for 100 million visitors a year by 2030. They hit it in 2023, 6 years early. By 2024, around 116 million tourists showed up. So they just raised the target to 150 million. Then there is society. Letting women drive and work basically changed the economy overnight. Female participation in the workforce leapt from about 17% to 36%. Smashing the original goal. And unemployment among Saudis fell to a record low of 6.4% in early 2026. And the core mission? Working. Non-oil business now makes up about 55% of the economy, up from the mid-40s. So yeah, Saudi Arabia genuinely is becoming less dependent on oil. That part is very real. Oh, and if you are enjoying this, a quick honestly genuinely helps the channel out. Okay, back to it. So, the big question, will the gamble pay off? And the honest answer is, it is complicated. The dream of a perfect city in the desert has been humbled hard by physics and by money. The line, as promised, may never actually get built, but the less flashy side, it is undeniably working. Industry, tourism, a completely changed society, and yet, here's the paradox. Sitting right at the heart of all of it, the kingdom still leans on oil to pay its bills. Around 60% of the government's income still comes from oil. So the escape from oil is being funded by oil itself. Let that sink in for a second. Saudi Arabia is in a race against time. It is spending the wealth of the last oil age to try and outrun that very same oil age. Win, and it becomes a whole new kind of power in the Middle East. Lose, and it is looking at stagnation and unrest. Because this was never really about building pretty cities in the sand. It is about the survival of an entire nation, in a world that is quietly moving on from the fuel that made it rich. So what do you think? Is it a visionary bet or a trillion-dollar mirage? I genuinely want to know. So tell me down in the comments. And for more stories about the hidden systems that secretly run our world, hit that subscribe button. I will see you in the next one.